This is a bit of a spontaneous video, but it came up today again, so I really wanted to make this today. And, you know, recently there has been a lot of talk online about AI-generated images and what it means for art. And there are a lot of angles, a lot of pros and cons. Sorry, I'm a bit sleepy right now, but I have like 2 energies into, so I should be fine. There are a lot of like back and forths and arguments and stuff and comparisons, but I think people really miss that there's something fundamental missing that AI cannot achieve. There's a fundamental reason why AI generated images cannot be art, and that is that language is not sufficient as a medium, but it is the way you convey information to an AI. So let me explain. Art fundamentally is the expression of human creativity, and depending on how good of an artist you are, you can translate the thing that is in your head, better or worse, into the real world. For example, I'm pretty crappy at drawing, so like even if I have a really good idea in my head, I struggle bringing it onto the page because I don't have the skills necessary to do that, and I would have to acquire them. On the other hand, I'm pretty good at like painting miniatures, so I know how to get the results that I want, and I, you know, have the techniques and the knowledge to get these results. But that is exactly that. Everything that I do behaves a certain way and only ever behaves that way. Like, my tools will never do something by themselves that I didn't expect, didn't anticipate, right? I mean, there are some happy accidents now and then, but fundamentally, the tools don't think, they don't do anything, they don't make any decisions of their own. And it's like that with like all art forms. Like you use certain things and then they produce a thing, and if you're really good at it, you can recreate the thing that is in your head. You might say, if you are a perfect artist, you could perfectly recreate the thing that is in your head. Let's assume for a second there is such perfect artist, a perfect artist that can perfectly create any image that they can imagine. Anything in their head is something they can make. And let's say you commission this artist. I think you know where this is going. If you do that, the only way you can describe your idea to the artist would be through speech. And if you've ever tried describing an image to somebody and like expect them to draw it, it's not going to look like the thing that you had envisioned. Like, look around me. Like, try describing this image to another person and see what they draw. You see, it would be incredibly difficult to do that. And I've had like this discussion online, and I brought up that like to do this, you'd have to like start using mathematics to like describe the angles of the cubes in the background here, to describe the exact perspective that is used to do that. And like an AI bro was like, oh no bro, that's totally easy, like extreme perspective is so easy bro. I'm like, yeah, okay, sure, then please recreate this image. And like this is like the test that I proposed, is that if he can create what is in his head, which is the image that I gave him, if he can recreate it perfectly in AI without showing the AI the picture, then I could take the exact same prompt and the exact same tool, and then it should give me the exact same result, right? Because nothing, like theoretically, if we expect this tool to be an artistic tool, then the tool would have done none of its own input. It would have only done something by instruction and would produce the same result every time. And then it became like, oh no, oh, this is actually against the subreddit rules. I'm like, yeah, bro, sure. It's totally not that you just can't do it, right? And then like eventually he came around and posted a picture that was nothing like the picture that I showed him. I'm just gonna throw both of those pictures on here. And then I was like, well, but you see, this image is not at all like the image that I showed you. Yes, it describes a general idea, and the general idea is similar, but like all the things in the background are different. The character is different. Like everything is kind of different here, right? And I shit you not, he said that he didn't want to perfectly replicate the image, even though that is the test that we agreed on, right? No, he didn't want to do that because that would be art theft and that would be disrespectful. Yeah, bro. Sure. Yes. AI art is one thing, but stealing art, that is disrespectful. You know, and I went on like, okay, hey, I could like draw something that would probably look pretty horrible. You could do that. Or like I could get out one of my old pieces and you could draw that, right? Like I would give you permission for that. And you know, it didn't go anywhere. But yeah, I just wanted to put my thoughts into a little video, and I hope you enjoyed this. And it's just one of those things that, like, if I sometimes think about this, and I think about the possibilities in the future, where like maybe in the future you can just link up your brain to the machine, and the machine can actually perfectly recreate what you're doing. And then we can have a discussion about that. We can discuss if that would be art, since it perfectly reproduces what is in your head. But at the point that we are right now, it is so painfully obvious that AI is not art, because you do not make thousands of little decisions that every artist does when they create a piece. Or like, look at all the amazing art that exists in manga and all the little decisions of everything that goes into them, right? All the small things. I don't mean the general idea. I mean like the small things, like how do I pose this? How do I frame this? How do I get the proportions and the angle and everything that it looks like the thing in my head? And language is simply insufficient to describe this. You will never be able to do this with language. And that is like my favorite argument and my favorite test that proves that AI generation is not art, because it is not the expression of human creativity. It is mostly the expression of a machine's creativity, which is like interesting. It's really hype. I think it's really cool that this exists, if it didn't come with all of the things that I hate about it.